Mi 11 Lite, do you recommend it and see it as a good phone? On paper, I didn't try it, but for the price point and the features, it's decent. Okay, this is Ahmed Bouriki, but you can definitely call me Slorics, and another AMA session for this week. We'll be answering your questions from last week, and you can type your questions this week so we can answer them next week. So the first question we got today, honestly, do you imagine that Huawei software ecosystem will have a footprint in the future considering their reputation they get lately, which sucks to watch get worse every year. I hope the best for your brother. Thank you. I do not think that Harmony OS will save Huawei from where they are. I hope I'm wrong. I do like Huawei, and I think they were unfairly treated. I mean, the circumstances that got Huawei to where it is today does not have to do with Huawei themselves, besides them being successful, right? It's all political, more or less. But do I think that the steps they have taken are the correct steps to salvage their business? No, I do not. You didn't answer about what does lurks mean. I will make a whole separate video talking about it. It's gonna take a long time. That idea about a podcast with Anders Basha is just awesome. I hope you two do something together. Yeah, it's different now. Obviously, he's got more responsibilities. I have more responsibilities. I don't know what's the feasibility of us doing that. But yeah, I think it would be awesome. I have asked you before about Slorics more than once, and you told me that you'll make a video. People, believe me when I tell you, just be patient. I'll be making a video where I'll be explaining what does Slorics mean. I love you, man, from the United States. I love you too, gaming man. Is there an equivalent to the M1 MacBooks from the Windows world? That's a very good question. Now, if you're talking equivalent of hardware, yes, there is. There's the Surface Pro X. It does come with an AMD processor, fanless and all that stuff. But in terms of, is there something equivalent of processing capability or performance? No. The M1 MacBooks, iMacs, whatever, the whole process of putting a computer on a SoC, Apple perfected that because they create software and hardware. Simple as that. This is the same reason they perfected the iPhone, they perfected the iPad in terms of performance. User experience and all that stuff, that's a completely different case. I'm talking about raw power, not usability. They absolutely nailed it. Now, in terms of what we have in equivalency in terms of the Windows world, yeah, no, they're nowhere near that performance. Not even close. So, no, my friend. Subtitles, English language, CC not available. Please make it some words not clearly in your speech. Man, I don't see that happening. Because I really have to type out every word I'm saying. Unless they automize it. I don't see it happening. Can you use chapters with each question like Q1, Q2, Q3? Please? I did do that in the beginning. I still do. Did I not do it last video? Hello, Ahmed. Hope you enjoy boasting both languages. Tell us more about your passion in tech. Does it have peaks, increase, and decrease even when something strong announced, or you always feel happy among tech videos, phone, laptops, accessories? So my passion for tech increases every day. I had a podcast yesterday. I was live with Yahya Radwan. You should check it out. It's on the Arabic channel. And he asked me, are you more passionate about creating content, or are you more passionate about the tech? I was like, I'm passionate about more the tech, obviously. Not the content create. God knows I hate creating content. It's just I have to. It's part of how I need to explain the things that I like and the things that I'm passionate about. And it's the reason why it makes me continue regardless of the lack of, growth that I haven't seen in years happen on my channel. But because I'm passionate, it doesn't mean that it's always at plateau. There's ups and downs in terms of excitement and the anticipation. Right now, I'm excited for WWDC. I was excited for Google I/O. I'm not as excited as I used to be for like phone announcements because all phones are relatively more or less the same. They give you the same feature set. I'm more excited for foldables and rollables and all that stuff just because I do use a lot of phones. So that part of the passion does fade away a little bit just because you feel like it's a repetition. But in general, I'm still very passionate about tech. And of course, I'm very excited for the new things. Tizen OS? ? Yeah, Tizen is an OS. I don't know what you want me to say. Try to compare different mobiles with the camera and the performance to increase your viewers. Well, I used to do that and it didn't make a difference, but I am thinking of doing that now. The reason I hate comparisons is because a lot of those companies try to take advantage of that. Like I was, honest to God, without mentioning any names, I was approached by so many companies saying, specifically, compare our phone to that phone and we'll pay you. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. It's not fair for the other company. It's not fair for the other phone, even for you as a viewer. it's not fair. So I am thinking of bringing it in a different way, in a different manner where it makes sense to compare. Something in the horizon. Will Android die soon? No, it won't. It's the #1 operating system in the world. So no, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. It will evolve into something more. Obviously, Google announced Fuchsia, and it's something that I'm going to be talking about more specifically probably tomorrow. But what Google is doing with Android does not show you that it's going to be stopping or slowing down anytime soon. It is the #1 platform in the world by a huge margin in terms of software on phones and on other devices. If you're not familiar, if you get on an Emirates flight, for example, you know how they have their own entertainment system called ICE, Internet Communication and Entertainment. Clever how they spelled that out. But anyways, all the screens they have on their planes run on Android. It's the back end of a lot of things that you don't know. So I don't see Android dying soon. No, but I do see it evolving or merging with something like Fuchsia sometime in the future. And lastly, there's a question that pops in my head every time I watch an English video from you. Is the reason you brought back this channel have something to do with the fact that Google keeps ignoring the Arabic content creators talking in Arabic? Well, to a certain extent, yeah. I mean, YouTube straight up told me. This is somebody that works in YouTube that was hired by Google. Told me, because of my Kuwaiti dialect, I'm not growing. And I find that hard to believe because I see other people with like an Egyptian dialect, like Omar Daizer or Faisal Saif with a Saudi dialect, right? And they're all growing, but to not their capacity, honestly. I mean, I like to compare Arabic speakers and, English speakers or people from the MENA region, which is Middle East, North Africa, or people from the West world, like Europe or North America. And I realized there's a huge difference in terms of growth. For example, when I started my Arabic channel in 2015, there was somebody else that also started the YouTube channel, Dave2D. And look where Dave2D got and where I got. And we both put the same effort, we both put a lot of work, and we both grew something from nothing. And the guy already, mashallah, he's he's over 3 million subscribers. And I'm barely at 500,000 subscribers. So English speakers are more popular in the world, obviously. It's the #1 spoken language in the world, whether we like it or not. And when you speak in English, you will reach a broader audience. And that's why I started this channel again. I want to reach a broader audience. I think I have so much more to give, and I don't want to be deprived because of the language that I speak or because of my home or mother language and just reach a certain niche people. No, I want to broaden it out and try to reach as many people as I can. And I am being patient with this channel. When I first started again, I was pushing from the Arabic channel. That's why my views were up. Now, they're not as high. But if you watch any other YouTuber, including MKBHD, for example, saying how long it actually took to consistently make videos before he got his point, and then you get on the good side of the algorithm, then everything is history. So I'm hoping I reach that point. And the reason I started speaking in English, not because they ignore Arabic creators as much as you will reach a broader audience, which will or should translate to growing much bigger. So with Allah willing, inshallah, we'll get there together. So that's been it. Make sure you do comment your questions for next week. AMA, again, ask me anything. And as always, thank you for watching the video all the way until the end. And if you do like this type of content, please do consider subscribing. Finally, please do not forget to include our brothers and sisters in Palestine in your prayers. That's the least that you can do. Please include them in your prayers. And as always, take it easy.